down the southeast side. That's right, Black Malone. We right here chilling, making YouTube, Cool Out Sports, boy. Good look.
If you, yeah.
Hey, talking about man, like the Food Sports people.
All right, thanks. Yep. All right, guys. Fulu coming to you with another video. Shout out to the whole LDBC. If you like this video, please like the video. If you like the channel and the content which this channel holds, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Now, I want to talk about a couple of fights that took place last night, but I'm not going to cover all the fights. I'm just going to cover like mostly the marquee, I guess, like the fights that, kind of matter. Now, I want to start off by highlighting, well, not really highlighting, but just saying that, Robeisy Ramirez, I think his first fight that, he lost in his first fight. I think the first fight, the whole thing is he didn't have like the proper training. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like that's the reason why he lost that fight. Now, the second fight, different story. First round, he got a stoppage. And, he got it from a body shot. And I think it's good because the reason I think that stoppage happened is he was in the House of Fundamentals. And the House of Fundamentals will have you right. And when I say the House of Fundamentals, I mean that he was under the tutelage of Ismael Salas. So, of course, having this trainer in your corner is going to be a different ball game. And so that's what we saw. Now, as far as Jamal Herring and Lamont is concerned, I mean, that fight was cool. Hats off to Jamal Herring for getting the job done. But, when it comes to the other, like, 130-pounders, I think Jamal Herring will have a hard time with them. I really believe him to have a hard time based on this performance, So, it remains to be seen what he'll do. And, yeah. Now, one fight that I really want to talk about is the fight is Billy Joe Saunders versus Martin, or not, maybe not Martin, but something Coceres, something. I don't know his first name. All I gotta say, man, is if Billy Joe goes anywhere near like the elite guys, he's getting washed and he's getting the brakes beat off of him. I mean, from the get-go, this fight was just like, it's like, okay, bro. Like, for one, his ring attire looked like he was gonna lose the fight. This guy had on American trunks and then had the nerve to wear some purple Grant gloves. At least get some gloves that match or come close to or get a neutral color instead of getting something so far off. This dude had on some purple gloves with the American flag trunks. And I'm like, are you serious, bro? Like, I'm like, wow, dude. This guy is dumb. Now, the guy he fought, he was ranked 43. The dude gave him work, okay? As a matter of fact, the fight was tied for most of the fight. He gave him work. He made him look quite pedestrian. So when people, like, give, like, these accolades to Billy Joe Saunders for being this, like, quote-unquote ultra-slick boxer, it's like, where are they coming from? Are they just coming based off of that fight with David Lemieux? I mean, his past few fights, he's looked like trash. And I can see why he's staying away from dudes like Boo Boo, because Boo Boo Andrade would wash Billy Joe Saunders. You know, and this is the crazy thing about this whole situation. The dude popped dirty. He had nasal spray, or whatever the case may be, his super nasal spray. And it's like, Boo Boo was inactive for a long time, okay, when that fight was scheduled. You mean to tell me you needed some extra help for a dude who was inactive? So, I mean, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this ultra slick, crafty, skillful fighter. That dude is basic. He's hella basic. And that Caceres guy further proved the point that he's basic. So at 168, he gets washed by everybody. I mean, even if Uzcategui was to fight him, Uzcategui will wash Billy Joe Saunders. If you know, I don't know why Callum Smith is afraid to fight him for some reason. I don't know why. But Callum Smith will wash Billy Joe Saunders. You know, perhaps now Callum Smith may want to fight him now since he saw him, how he performed last night. You know, perhaps he's going to come in and want to fight him now. Because Billy Joe is trash. He's absolute rubbish. Now, another thing is about the win. Dude straight out cheated to get the win. Like, grabbed him in the back of the head. He was just basically grabbing him in the back of the head, putting his head down. That's what he was doing. He grabbed him in the back of the head and was putting his head down. And then he got an uppercut. But the bottom line is, the fact that he had a result to cheating to get the knockout shows you how limited Billy Joe Saunders really is. You know? And I just have a feeling a guy with dog is just going to really obliterate that guy. And I hope it comes soon. I hope, like, seriously, that his time is limited, because he's just like he doesn't really contribute anything positive to the sport, you know. So it would be nice if some guy got the chance to wash him, basically. But then we have Devin Haney. And, you know, the thing is about Devin Haney, man, he's been calling out all the top guys in this division, prospects included. Devin Haney, he has a confidence about himself that he can go in there and win. You know, he has he has a, you know, he holds his himself in high regard, you know what I mean? And I can see why he does. Now, last night, he fought against a guy who was, like, really a tough cookie, man. Because he, like, again, everybody has these fights. Everybody has these fights when they fight these guys that will visually make them look like not impressive. Every single fighter has that. Every single fighter will come across that, no matter what. Where the win will not look pretty, okay? That's just a part of boxing. And, you know, Devin Haney had this last night. You know, the dude he was fighting was rough. He was sturdy. He was kind of crafty. He had a beard, although he dropped him in the 5th round. But also that guy was holding a lot. So Devin Haney did not look, quote unquote, visibly impressive. But, I mean, he was still doing shutout rounds against him. You know. And another thing is about it is, you know, Devin Haney admitted that, you know, he dislocated his shoulder in the fight. So with that being said, you know, I think, you know, that for what that guy gave Devin Haney to work with, Devin Haney did a pretty good job, provided that he had a dislocated shoulder as well. You know, so, you know, I think that Devin Haney, it would be nice for him to get those fights, get those big fights. It would be nice for him to get a big fight, you know. I don't know who he'll fight, but it would be nice for him to get in there with Ryan Garcia. It would be nice for him to get in there with Gervonta Davis because they're playing Twitter beef. It would also be nice for him to get in there with Vasyl Lomachenko, you know. Because, you know, styles make fights. That's the thing. Styles will always make fights. So, you know, I'm not even going to do the main event for that KSI Logan Paul. That thing was just, ugh. I don't even want to talk about that fight, you know. I just want to talk about the main fights that, you know, kind of have some implications in the respective divisions, you know. But, you know, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Full of signing out. Enjoy.